bunch of music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Do You Think I'm Sexy by Stewart. And we're going to end up caping this on the 5th fret to kind of match the recording, but we're going to walk through a couple things in root position. And we're going to start with kind of our intro and chorus progression on an A minor chord. When we play A minor, first finger goes to the B on the 1st fret, second finger on the D string 2nd fret, third finger on the G string 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now you may also want to think about lifting off the 3rd finger, making that an A minor 7, or you can take the pinky and kind of add it on the high E3rd for an A minor 7. Or around the A minor chord, you could kind of lift off the 1st finger and kind of make that an A sus2. Or you could add in the pinky on the B string 3rd for an A suspended chord. That way you could kind of say some things around the A minor chord, kind of adding and subtracting things. And then from the A minor, we'd be going to a C major chord. And all you really have to do is take the 3rd finger from the G string 2nd to the A string 3rd. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now around the C, you may want to think about lifting off the 1st finger, making that a C major 7. Or you could add in the pinky on the B string 3rd for a C major 9 and kind of say some things around that chord. And there's a couple different strumming options actually you may want to think about for the song. Actually, you could kind of work kind of an 8 down count, kind of A, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, kind of feeling the 8th notes. Now I'm adding a little bit of muting to that just to kind of make that kind of sneaky. Or one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the A minor and tried that a lot. You'd have down, down, up, down, up, A minor, down, up, down, up, A minor, down, up, down, up. So we tried that through the intro progression. We had the A minor, down, up, down, up, A minor, down, up, down, up, C, C, A minor, strum pattern that I would think about through the song is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot at the beat, right now we're dividing that into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. So 1, 2, 1, 2, that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the A minor and do it down for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you're doing on the 1st beat. Then on the 2nd beat, you're doing a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 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 down. And then on the 3rd beat, you're doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, down, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, 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 down. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. Now, if we tried that through that intro progression, we have A minor, down, down, up, down, 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 A minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C, down, 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 down. If you want my body, A minor, C, C. So you're going to kind of play around with that too. And then we'll basically be repeating that 4 times and then going into our verse progression. And our verse progression starts on an F major chord. And normally you could do this as a bar. We'll talk about an easier way, but normally you do this 1st finger bar on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A 3rd fret, pinky on the D string 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major bar chord. It sounds really happy. And a good substitute for that can be an F major 7, where you do 1st finger on the B 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the D 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds an F major 7, and it sounds really groovy happy. So you may want to think about using those. And then from the F, we'll be going to a D minor chord. When we play D minor, 1st finger goes to the high E on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G string 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the B string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now around the D minor, you may want to lift off the 1st finger and make that a D suspended 2nd, or you can add in the pinky on the high E 3rd for a D suspended and kind of say some things around the D minor. So through that verse part, we kind of have that F, D minor, or if you're taking on the chorus, and then repeating our verse, and then repeating our chorus, but then we go into a bridge part. And on our bridge, we start on an E minor chord. We play E minor. First finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the D string 2nd fret, and if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now you may also want to dig on kind of adding in the 3rd finger on the B string 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd, kind of making that an E minor 7th. And then from the E minor, we go to an A minor chord, and then we go back to E minor, and then we go back to A minor, and then we go to a D minor chord, but then we go to an F, but it sounds really sad. So what you may want to do is take the F major bar, and if you lift off the 2nd finger, that makes that an F minor chord, which sounds really, really sad. Now if you're new to bars and you're trying to avoid them, actually doing bars on smaller or fewer numbers of strings is a good idea. So like top 2 strings, top 3 strings, and actually do the top 3 strings on the 1st fret with a D for the bass. That's something called D half diminished 7. So you may want to think about using that for a substitute for the F minor if that bar is difficult for you. And then from there, then we go to a G major chord. We play G major. First finger goes to A on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the low E string 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the high E 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about putting the 3rd finger on the B string 3rd, pinky on the high E string 3rd fret for that G major. So through the bridge part, we'd have kind of that E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, D minor, F minor, and then a G. There, then we go into this cool little sax solo, and actually we kind of hear this cool little walk actually in the bass from an open A to 2nd fret on the A to 3rd fret on the A, and then we go to the low E string on the 3rd fret. So it's kind of this cool little bass run of kind of an A, B, B, C, C, G, and you could kind of follow that with chords by doing an A minor chord. And then on that 2nd fret on the A string walk up, you may want to do just the 2nd finger moving to the A string 2nd fret. So now 1st finger on the B 1st, 2nd finger on the A string 2nd, and if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds something called a C/B. And then from there, we can kind of walk that into the C major chord, and then go to a G major chord at the end for that bass. And that's a little weird timing wise. If you're doing down, down, up, up, down, you may want to do the A minor C/B with a down, down, or just one down on each one, and then hit the C with kind of a down, down, up, and then do the G with the whole string pattern. So you have A minor, A, C/B, C, G, to kind of get that walk up. Or if you're doing the 16th pattern, you could do it as kind of a down, down, up, down, down, up on the A minor and the C/B, and then hit the C with a down, 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 up, and then go to the G with the whole thing. So it's a little weird rhythmically, kind of A minor, C/B, C, G. We repeat that idea 4 times, and then we kind of go into this cool little idea actually that starts off as kind of part of the solo and then becomes our last verse actually, where we kind of play the open D twice, 2nd fret on the D string twice, and then 3rd fret on the D string twice, and then go to low E on the 1st fret. So we got kind of a D, D, E, F, F, and then an F. And you could kind of back that up with kind of a D minor chord to an E minor chord, and then an F major chord, and then kind of do another F. Kind of that same rhythm we were just doing. So you have the E minor, F, down, up, F, down, up, down, or the D minor, E minor, F, F. And then from there we'll be repeating that for our last verse and going into our last chorus. Now the weird part is to play along with Rod Stewart, instead of starting on an A minor chord, he's starting on a D minor chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is put a capo on 5th fret, and now your A minor is really a D minor chord, your C is really an F major chord, your F is really a B flat major chord, your D minor is really a G minor chord, and your G major chord is really a C major chord. So you may want to kind of play around with that, actually, just make it a little bit easier. And there's this cool little intro, like actually if you wanted to kind of follow those notes when it comes in, you'd have 2nd on the G string, 1st fret on the B, open E, 3rd fret on the high E, open E, and then you could go 1st fret on the high E to open E, and we do that twice, and then we go 1st on the B, 2nd on the G, 1st on the B, and then 3rd fret on the B string to 1st fret on the B, and you might want to do that as a pull off, and do that twice, and then we go to 2nd fret on the G string, and pull off the open, and then back to 2. So it's kind of that cool little trumpet lick. It's kind of that 2, 1, 0, 3, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 0, 2. And if you're a little bit more adventurous, you can even add basses to that, kind of adding in the open A, and then the 3rd fret on the A string for the C note. Idea too is kind of starting off with those bass notes. Around the lick, and people go, "Oh my gosh, do you think I'm sexy?" I love this song. Or you could work any of the strumming options we were talking. You have the A minor, C, or you can do the down, down, up, down, up through that part. Then we go into our verse part. So then we got our F, D minor, D minor. If you're doing on the 16th, you have the F, D minor, D minor. And then from there, then we'll be going into our chorus part. Now, one other thing I think about adding to the song, though, is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw a bass for the chord. So on the A minor, you'd have the A for the bass. On the C, you'd have the A for the bass. On the F major, you'd have low E for the bass. On the F major 7, you'd have D for the bass. On the E minor, you'd have low E for the bass. On the G, you'd have low E for the bass. And then on the F minor bar, if you're doing that, you'd have low E string for your bass. On the D half diminished, you'd have the D for the bass. So now we kind of play around with those too. And if we tried our next chorus kind of with a bass down, up, down, up, we have A minor, C with A bass, C with A bass, A minor with A bass, A minor, C, Or if you're kind of digging on the 16th pattern, you could add basses to that and make it a bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or bass, bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up. Can all be cool variations. So you have A minor, then we'll be going into our second verse. Now we could do that with basses, and actually we end up doing that progression 3 times this time. So we could do it with kind of that bass down, up, down, up, and D minor with the D bass, D minor with the D bass, F bass down, up, D minor, or you can use the 16th. And then we go into our next chorus. So we've got kind of that A minor, C, or you can even kind of try playing around with some of those other chords and mixing it up a little bit. Or if you know other licks around these chords or other strum patterns, feel free to take this lesson and run with it any way you want to. We repeat that progression 4 times, and then we hit our bridge part. Bridge with a bass down, up, down, up. We'd have E minor, low E bass, A minor, then A bass, E minor, low E bass, A minor, then A bass, A minor, then E bass, F minor, low E bass, low E bass. And then we go into our sax solo where we actually kind of have that walk up, kind of that 0, 0, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Or you could back that up with chords, kind of A minor, C slash B, C, G. Or you could add bass, or actually, well, you could follow the lick, kind of a bass, bass, and then a bass, down, up, G with Louis bass. Kind of digging on that. Open 2, 3 for Louis bass. Or you could kind of work that as kind of a down, down, and then hit the C for your bass, down, up, and then the G with the whole pattern. So A minor, C slash B, C, G. Or if you're digging on the 16th pattern, you could have the A minor with kind of a bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, down, up into the C chord, and then hit your G with the whole pattern. So A minor, the A bass, C slash B, C, down, G, down, down, up, down, A minor bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, down, down. And we repeat that 4 times, and then we kind of hit our other walk up, kind of that 0, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1. Kind of working off that D minor, E minor, F, C minor, E minor, F, C minor, E minor, F. Or you can work the lick, kind of that 0, 2, 3, F, 0, 2, 3, F. Or you could, if you're digging on the 16th, you could do a bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, down, up, and then kind of have the F down, down, up, down, up, down, up, E minor, E minor, F, E minor, E minor, F, D minor, E minor, F, and then we repeat that for our third verse, and then we go back into our chorus. Now, like I said, if you have other licks or other strum patterns that you think would work too, feel free to kind of take this lesson and run with it, kind of make it your own, kind of see what you can say with the song too, because that can always be cool to make it your own. But that's the basics of how you get strum through Do You Think I'm Sexy by Rod Stewart. So good luck!